Okay, I decided to make a video because I vibrated the table. Because this is what's left of what used to be the hyacinth. And I've placed it in a bottle. I think I underwatered it and had incorrect soil. So, and one of the contaminating plants responsible was this. Some kind of wild grass, probably from bird seed. I used soil that came with this pot, which might seem familiar, actually, because this is where the hyacinth was. I've actually emptied it out. I dumped it, had some excess soil, did not use any of the soil, and shook loose all the extra soil. These are some little hopefuls that might survive. Again, wild plants, I don't know what they are. Again, probably from bird seed contaminating the soil. This, I actually went to special effort to repot this, because this was also just one plant that popped up, and I might have gone a little low on the soil level, but I can always correct that. But this is cute. This was this thing, and it's not wilting all up after being transplanted out of that pot and that soil into a potting soil mix that I created using two types of potting soil. So this is my almost dead cactus, but it's not quite dead because it's got little flowers trying to come out. It actually does want to flower. I can't believe it. I almost killed it with too much water, but it didn't die. So, elephant bush, I love it. Spekboom, another name from its native South African continent. Has nothing to do with this. Okay, this wild seed, this had the biggest root system. This was strangling these and breaking off the roots, and this thing was still surviving despite it. And not only surviving, but obviously growing new little segments. So I want to see what that is. I don't even know what that is. I have to really look at it and look online. I don't know. It's like but it was just something wild coming out of this dirt, and I got this dirt at the dumpster. Okay, but this was something I mistakenly stuck into that pot, and it's a hyacinth. And although I was very gentle in removing the bulb from the soil, all the roots looked like they had already pretty much been snapped up, and it was probably this, because this root system was the largest. Underneath the root system is equally large to these 4 or 5 spiked wheat-looking plants. Like the root system in this thing, I had to swirl it. I had to go in a swirl pattern when I transplanted it, and I think I got it at the right level. I didn't even know what this was until I uncovered the fact that it was connected to this. So they're clever little plants, and they destroy everything. That's why they call them weeds. So, but this, the hyacinth, maybe it's not dead. It looks pretty bad. I transplanted it into the wrong soil. And I pulled this bulb out, and it still had roots that looked alive and not all rotted out. I did use chlorinated water. I didn't even use any of my reserve of sitting water that has been dechlorinated, because it just sits for 24 hours. I just put tap water in it because I figured I'd clean it, and it's shaking stuff loose. Just me leaning on a table has a little microcosm of particulate matter dropping steadily down into this funk, which will get bad if I don't either change it or keep an eye on it. And I won't leave it outside either, but I just did this today. Also, the dieffenbachia, or dieffenbachia, I don't know how to say it, but it's got new growth. But I didn't transplant it. I replanted it. This was the heaviest pot out of the gerbera daisy and the mini yellow roses. Consistently, this thing with half amounts of water, even baking in the sunlight, and 100 degrees, this pot stayed heavier because the soil was retaining too much, and this plant does not take in a lot of water. And dieffenbachia, I don't know how to say it, but it's got a cute little anomaly down there. It looks like a little, I don't know what that is, a little baby something growing out of the bottom of that thing. Look at that. It's like, what is that? It never grew into a plant. It just sits there. I don't know. But somebody trimmed it before. That's coming up. This thing, I've trimmed it because I underwatered it because it wasn't sucking water up, but it still had new stuff coming up. So that's a new leaf right there. I want to see that flower because this is supposed to be an awesome flower. I mean, this thing, roses, mini yellow roses. I thought they'd be hard, but man, they're going crazy. I got all different phases of, old one. That's an old one. That poor sucker right there. That was one of the first ones. And it's all browning. And so is this one. But it's not from underwatering because this browning rose is on the same bush as, fresh one. It's a more fresh one. Maybe it could use a little water, but I don't know. All of them aren't browning like that. So there's another little fresh one. There you go. So this one just went crazy. Like fucking roses all over the place. Just all over. That one, oh, that's a nice one. Nice rose. Okay, but the dieffenbachia rose. Gerbera. It's hard to keep that from wilting up in 100+ degrees. Mom's. Yeah, I almost lost this one. I actually trimmed it. And it never just died, so I just transplanted it with the special blend potting soil, and then it started growing new stuff. Like crazy. It's like wanting to bloom. So I'm gonna have yellow mums in this one eventually. Easter lily. Oh, this is the Walking Dead right here. Easter lily, out of season, kept outside, past 100 degrees. It's gone. It's not gonna be flowering. I don't know. I'd have to cut all that off or do something. That bulb is still good. It's a very complicated series of leaf potential, but it's all dead. And I've watered the hell out of it, so. Alright. Oxalis. Oxalis. I almost dried that one. I started losing flowers, but you see they're wrapping up neatly again, so it's preserving them instead of letting them wilt out. So oxalis, almost dried it, almost let it dry out. Got some burnt leaves in here. Oh, that's so sad. Almost tapped this one. Jesus. Right, anyway. We'll see. We'll see where my knowledge of botany goes.